hear of people dying in car accidents across the country, and there are plenty of those, there are those who remain critically ill. That probably means that they are paralyzed, but we never get told those stories. My guests tonight have their own personal stories, starting with Winne Orwa, who was studying interior design at Maseno University 8 years ago. She had an appointment in Kisumu. On the way, car was involved in an accident. Ended up in hospital for the next 14 months. She was on her back for 7 of those months. She remains paralyzed from the neck down. Right next to her, Karani Kinyua. Listen to his story. He went to sleep one night, normal like any other person. Woke up, paralyzed. A condition he later learned was known as GBS. He'll tell us more about it. Both of them fought back, are fighting back. They have challenges and issues and hurdles every single day. You need to listen to those ones, because I tell you, these are the stories that make us who we are. Sit back. This one's one for the books. Welcome to the show, folks.
Thank you.
And thanks for agreeing to come, both of you. I mean, your story, I haven't done it justice in the introduction, but you will say it as we go along. So, Winne, starting with you.
Yeah.
We know the story. You're heading to Kisumu, car accident, you end up in hospital.
Yeah.
For the first 7 months, you were on your back.
Yes. Just lying on the bed, turning from right to left, right to left, right to left. Yeah.
And then the first time you sat up?
Yeah, I stayed for, I think, 30 seconds, and I couldn't just focus. I just blacked out. Yeah. I told my physiotherapist, I can't see anything. It's blackness. I thought I was going blind. You know?
Yes.
I couldn't see anything. It was just total black. Yeah, and he explained to me and said it's because you've been lying down for a long time, but it will clear up after a while.
And throughout that time, nobody ever told you that you had been paralyzed?
No.
Not directly?
Not directly.
They would say it around you, behind your back?
They just say you need to do a lot of exercise to improve on your well-being. Yeah, but the first time I found out that I was paralyzed was when I'd been admitted to spinal injury hospital. But when I was at Aga Khan, I didn't know my condition.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Karani, your story just baffles and will baffle a lot of people. Because you went to bed, just like any normal person.
Exactly.
And then you woke up.
Woke up completely paralyzed. I had to call people to come and break my door. And they broke my door, found me in bed, and took me to hospital, where I was admitted. And after 2 weeks of trying to diagnose my condition, they could not be able to diagnose. I had to be taken to ICU because I could not be able to breathe. And I was put on ventilation, and I was in ICU for about a month. And later, they were able to diagnose my condition as GBS, Guillain-Barré syndrome. And thereafter, I was in hospital for about 1 year. Discharged, still bedridden, and went back to the house where I had nurses, and I was in my house bedridden for about 6 years.
Okay, so Karani, you must have been extremely depressed, because there's no, and then it changed your life for the next 6 years. You must have been extremely depressed.
It was so depressing. I didn't understand what was happening to me. I questioned God. People came and told me I've been bewitched. People came and give stories. And it was an uphill task for me to understand what was happening to my body.
Did you, at one point, contemplate suicide, if you will? Did you
Actually, I was asking God, why do you have to take me through this? I can't even hold a knife and stab myself. I can't even get medication to commit suicide, take medication and commit suicide. I was just flat on bed. Everything was being done for me. I could not scratch myself. I could not turn. I had to be assisted on bed in everything. A mosquito would come and sit here and have fun and go and call other mosquitoes and have a bash.
And you couldn't touch it?
I could not touch it.
You couldn't even shake your head?
Yes, and Jeff, I can tell you that night I was all alone. I was not with anybody, I was all alone. I just went to bed, slept, and woke up completely paralyzed. You can imagine.
Goodness. Winne, what about you? Did you, once you realized that you couldn't have the use of your legs and your hands, did you think, I mean, because a lot of people, they say 80% of those who are rendered paralyzed give up. They commit suicide, they die, depression and all kinds of things.
Yeah.
Did you contemplate that?
There are some periods when you feel you're useless, you feel you're a burden, yeah, because you can't do anything without asking someone. You can't drink water, you can't brush your teeth, you can't even comb your hair. So you ask yourself, okay, why am I living? You know, as in, what am I doing alive? If it's just being helped, just being there. Yeah, until I was able to go back to school, I was always feeling, because most of the time I'll be in the house alone. People are going doing their own activities. You're just left in the house.
All alone?
All alone.
All day?
All day. From morning up to evening, just all day. Like the first year, I used to spend time in bed, just lying down in bed. And then in the evening, when my mom comes, I'll be carried, I go to the sitting room, I watch TV, and then I go back to bed again.
Karani, look, let's face it, there's tens of thousands of Kenyans like Winne out there.
Yeah, 100%.
Literally forgotten.
Exactly.
You know, they're dumped in the bedroom,
Yeah.
Everyone goes about their business, They come in the evening, they feel sorry for the person,
Exactly.
come out, watch TV, go back.
Yeah.
Yes. We have so many of those, and their self-esteem is crushed. They dare not even go out because they're also embarrassed about themselves. And in most cases, you find that at the end of the day, actually it's death which affects them and they die. They develop bed sores, they develop other complications, and they're like, we be able to come and rally people who are disabled out of their houses and tell them disability is not an ability.
Yeah, TCF, of course, stands for the Cluster Fund. We're going to be talking to the founders in a short while.
Yeah.
But tell me something, Karani, why didn't you give up, or what kept you going?
What I looked at, first of all, I was so hungry in my condition. And I remember questioning God and asking God, why me? What have I done to undergo this? And if really God, you wanted to kill me, I would not have left my house. Yeah? And I started looking at my past and asking myself, where that have they used to come and pray for me in hospital and tell me you cannot recover because your faith is not sufficient. And I remember asking one person, do you have a faith limiter? Yeah? Or do you sit in the disciplinary committee of God such that you've seen my file and you know I'm not recovering because of the sins I've committed? And then I used to have people came and trying to introduce quotation to me. Take this medication, take this, apply this, you're going to recover. Understand? Some of them I even referred them to my doctor. And those guys were taking advantage of your condition. But when I sat down with myself and I thought hard about it and I prayed so much, I asked myself, why not me? Why would I wish this one to somebody else? And that was the beginning of my recovery. The question, why not? Why not somebody else? Yeah? Why not me and somebody else? That is actually how I started recovering. Yeah.
Winne, you couldn't go back to Maseno because the university is not
accessible.
Right, accessible. I was going to say wheelchair friendly, but yeah, it's not accessible.
Yeah.
So you transferred or you accepted to KU?
Yes.
Which has all the access, I take it?
Yeah. KU, it's so inclusive. Yeah, we even have some of people who are with special needs on the KUSA, that is Kenyatta University Student Association, Postmodern Library. They have a special room for us. Yeah, all the new buildings which are being erected in KU, they have ramps, they have lifts. Yeah, so I think KU is the best university in Kenya.
And what do people, I would say able-bodied people, how do they treat the rest of you all?
Okay, in every society, in every culture, we have all types of people. Yeah, but most of them, like most of my friends, most of my classmates, yeah, they're able to help me. Yeah, they help me come to class. They help me even during exams. They're given more time. Yeah, our lecturers, they help you. You just need to communicate. Yeah, actually the key is communicating, because if I just go there and sit down, who will know I want to move? Who will know I want to go to the library?
Yeah.
Who will know I want to go to the mess? Yeah, so as long as you're communicating, the people are friendly and they are accommodating.
I met you guys for the first time today, and I noticed you all have such an amazing spirit. I can't look at you, you're smiling like this. If I was in your condition, I would kill myself, honestly.
Really?
I couldn't live with myself. But maybe, you know, that's why God chooses the special people, because you all can handle this.
Yeah.
What keeps you going?
What keeps me going is my faith. I believe I have a great future. Yeah, I believe I have a great future. I believe that I was made for something. There's something big somewhere. So that keeps me pushing. Yeah, even when sometimes when it's hard, sometimes when you feel you're alone, especially when you can't do things on your own. But because I'm seeing improvements, I believe that I can make it.
And you also believe you're going to walk one day, don't you?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah.
I mean, you stood up the other day.
Yeah, we had gone for an ice activity with the TCL. And that day they took us to the gym. They told us, okay, they usually put hints when they're texting you so that you're prepared. And so they said, carry a towel. Oh, we thought maybe you're going to go swimming. Or, yeah, only to go and find you're in a gym with weights.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you can use your hands, right? I mean, your hands can work, right?
Yeah, but I don't have grip.
No grip, okay.
Yeah, like
Okay.
I can't hold a pen.
But you can move them, you can...
Yeah, I can move them. Yeah.
Karani, you have an amazing story because you were working for an insurance company before.
Yes, I was
and then the
working for
accident
one.
happened, and then you tried to go back later on.
Yeah.
Go on, you tell the story because I have to read something at some point, but...
They kicked me out, Jeff.
Like
They
literally?
kicked me out. Literally
I mean,
kicked me
look,
out.
your doctor had given you a clean bill of health.
Exactly.
Your immediate supervisor had given you
Precisely.
green light.
Exactly.
And then his boss
Yes.
turned around and said, I'll just read a bit because it's here.
Yeah, you can.
It said, selling insurance is not
A sedentary job.
a sedentary job.
Yeah.
You should not pay the...
You should not put this organization in a situation where selling is not a sedentary job. You should not put this organization in a...
This is what your former employer told you.
Yeah. And then he also made some other comments here, and this is signed. Under no circumstances should any business be accepted from an agent whose contract was terminated on medical grounds. No other discussion should be held in regard to this matter.
But isn't that discrimination?
It is. It is.
Don't,
And Jeff, as an intermediary of an insurance company, you don't actually earn salary, you earn commission. So what I'm asking you is, let me give you business, you give me my commission. Understand? So you don't go any risk. There's no risk you take as an underwriter when you're accepting business from me.
So this individual was basically saying, Karani's in a wheelchair.
Yes.
Don't give him the job.
You can
He's not going to work
you
for
can
us.
sense the venom in those comments. That one literally brought me down.
What'd you do?
Let me tell you, when they say when one door is closed, just turn, you might get a gate wide open. That's precisely what happened to me. I went to UAP, insurance company.
Yes.
Talked to them.
And less than 3 years later, they made you like super salesman of the year. Will you just get that picture there? Like super salesman of the year.
Exactly. Exactly.
This was 2012.
Yes.
In 2013, you got the same thing.
I got the same thing.
Yeah.
Like 2 in a row.
Exactly.
You beat all the able-bodied people.
You can say that again.
Do those other guys know what you're doing? Do they know what you've achieved?
It's the information is in the industry. They know how much I've achieved. Yeah. And I want to thank this company called UAP for how they have accommodated me. They even created an alarm for me to be able to access their offices. They designated a parking for me and other physically challenged people in their offices. That was not there before I started selling for them. I mean, they're amazing. Amazing guys.
You know, you mentioned ramp, Karani, and I'm glad you did that because there are a lot of buildings in this city
Yes.
that are not wheelchair friendly. That's what I say. You say
Yeah.
access.
Yeah.
Accessible.
There you go.
Yes.
Right?
Look at a building like Nyaos, where people go to pick passports.
And
to take the
IDs
pictures.
and-
Yeah. It's not accessible. I went for my passport the other day. They had to take the picture, and they had to be carried physically into the building. And so many other buildings are not accessible in this country.
What does that do to your dignity when they take you out of your chair? They carry...
It's so humiliating.
To carry you. Yeah.
That's...
Yeah. It's not easy.
Some don't even want to touch you. They're
No.
like,
like
Do
you
you
have
find
an
that?
infectious
Do you find that
disease.
out there?
Yeah.
People don't even want to touch you?
Yeah.
Yeah, they look at you like you have an infection, an infectious disease. Yeah.
What do you do? How do you respond or react?
You have to be positive. Because like you said, when one door is closed, just stand. Yeah, for every person who refuses, you always get someone who's willing.
But there are people out there who are still in their homes. I'm coming back to this, right? People who have been locked up in their homes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because not only are their parents or their families ashamed of them,
Exactly.
they don't know how to react to the outside world, and vice versa.
Exactly. And some other people bedridden on wheelchairs at home, they have never seen another person on a wheelchair or communicated with another person on a wheelchair and shared the story. They have never done that.
Yeah.
So you're just in your own world. If you talk about public transport, there's no public transport to speak of when it comes to accessibility on a wheelchair. So they cannot even be able to use the public transport. So you're just there at home, confined in your house there with your relatives, no sharing of information. And that's why I love this this organization called TCF, the Costa Foundation, because it's allowing people out of their houses.
Yeah, and we're going to talk to Joki and Nick, because they even take people horse riding. They call it equine therapy or some funny thing. But
I can dance.
You go dancing?
Yes, we do dancing.
How do you dance?
Put on some music.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Karani, do you believe you're going to walk one day?
Yes, I believe totally. I believe I'm going to walk. If I look at myself where I'm coming from to where I am, this is a miracle.
Yeah.
This is a miracle.
And this is 10 years we're talking?
It's 10 years down the line.
You've been 10 years in this chair?
Exactly.
And you believe you're going to walk?
I'm going to walk.
Winnie, you've been there 8 years?
Yeah. And I believe I'm going to walk. And I thank TCF because they've given me courage. Yeah, because at that time after I left home, I went back to school, but I was still just there. But I think with the ICE activities, ICE standing for I Can Experience, meaning there's nothing that you can't do. I couldn't know I could ride horses. I couldn't know I could still go to IMAX and watch a movie.
Yes.
Yeah, and just really have normal experiences that people go to.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like last month.
Hold that thought, Winnie. I want to hold that thought because you said something really profound. Things that normal people do.
Yeah.
You're normal as well, don't forget. Look, Karani, speaking of normal, you drive.
I drive.
You drive?
Yes, I drive.
Yourself?
Yes, exactly.
Some fancy car outside. I want to talk about that after the break, all right?
Okay.
My goodness, this is a oh my goodness moment. I mean, you guys have so much spirit.
Thank you.
It's good to know, and Kenyans need to know.
Exactly.
We need to tell these stories.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do. You can tweet us. My handle is @Koinange Jeff. The hashtag is JKL. We're talking to two amazing human beings, two amazing Kenyans who have overcome insurmountable odds, live to talk about it, and are still talking about it, and believe they will walk one day. Oh my, oh my. Jeff Koinange live, coming to you from the Terrace restaurant of the Intercontinental Hotel. We'll be back in a moment. And welcome back to Jeff Koinange live from the Terrace restaurant of the Intercontinental Hotel. Today speaking with two amazing people. Karani, Kinyua, I tell you folks, the things he has gone through in life, went to bed one day, woke up paralyzed. Winne Orwa, involved in an accident, ended up paralyzed. And they didn't give up. Like 80% of the people who get paralyzed give up in the first 5 years. They didn't. They're here. They're talking about it. And there's an organization called The Cluster Fund. If you tweet this @The Cluster Fund, and also @Koinange Jeff with that.
Myself.
How?
I had to learn. I had to go back to driving school again, get what they call invalid driving license, and then fix hand controls, and that's how I started driving.
So when you're driving, show me how you.
My hand is on the steering.
Yep.
And my other hand is on the hand brake. I mean on the hand brake, because I use this rod which is coming from the brakes to my hand.
Okay.
So I place that one as the brakes, and my right foot is on the accelerator. Now one of the challenges I have is I can't move my leg from the accelerator to the brakes.
Right.
Yeah. So I have to keep this leg permanently on the accelerator. Yeah. And this hand on the brakes, and this on the steering.
How do you know when you're pressing too hard on the accelerator?
There's a way I feel. I think I don't know what happens. There's a way you feel.
Yeah.
There's a feeling which comes in, and I'm able to tell and ease the pressure on the accelerator.
And when a matatu quickly cuts you on the road, how are you able to stop in time?
The brakes, very fast. Extremely fast, and I'm a very good driver. I'll give you a ride when you get out of
No, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Give you a ride.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't believe this.
It's possible. It's possible, and for the people out there who are physically challenged or in hospitals or even their houses, it is possible to reclaim your life back. It is possible to start working again. It is possible to do something else, and you're able again to reclaim your life and drive.
Okay, let me ask you this, and I'll get to you in a second, Winnie. So you drive yourself, you get to a place.
Yeah.
You're alone in your car.
Yeah.
How do you get out of the car to get to the place you want to, whether it's Nakumatt, which is wheelchair friendly, yes?
Yeah.
Go on.
There are very good Kenyans also out here. When I drive, I get to supermarket parking, just open my window and call out somebody and tell them my condition. Please open the boot and get me the wheelchair. They do that, they assist me, and they drive me in.
But,
very simple.
But you have to be careful that person doesn't see your iPad in the bag.
Exactly, you got to be very careful. So most of the time I use the security guards, yeah? And you can tell a good person from a distance. I think I've done it for the last 10 years. It comes naturally.
And do you feel independent? Do you feel comfortable when you go to all these places?
I do. And the biggest challenge with the people living with physical disability is what they are looking for, even in hospitals, is independence. That's what they die for. That's what they crave for. For me, I could not scratch myself. Things you take for granted, like scratching yourself, blowing your nose, you understand? Dressing, brushing your teeth, those things we take them for granted. I can tell you, if you can be able to do that, then you're blessed.
Yeah.
Don't ask God for anything else apart from good health. Because health is wealth.
Winnie, you agree?
I agree very much.
Do you feel independent?
Yeah, to a great extent, comparing how I was, like you're saying, having someone to brush your teeth, someone to feed you soup, and it's spilling from your mouth, and they have to wipe it for you. Yeah. But now that I can feed myself, that I can bathe myself, I feel I've gained a bit of independence. Yeah.
That's incredible. Do you also feel restricted, like Karani, in buildings like Nyayo, when you come into the city? Do you feel restricted in places you cannot go? You feel, I'm not going to go there because,
Yeah, there was a day I rarely come to town by day because of that, because of the inaccessibility of buildings. There was a day I was invited for a meeting, and I came, and the stairs were supposed to go up to there.
No lift?
No lift. And I was with my dad. And I couldn't go up there because it's a bit tricky for him to lift me. But we're able to get 2 people to help us to climb up there. And when going back down, you have to get again 2 people to help us to come back down. Yeah, so it's a bit you feel like you're losing your dignity, just asking someone to lift you. So when I want to go somewhere, I have to find out, stairs ziko ngapi? That's the first question I ask. Yeah, stairs ni ngapi? Even in school, there's a hostel which doesn't have stairs. So I meet someone and I ask him, unakaa wapi? Nyayo. What floor? If it's after 2nd floor, I'm there, no, you can't visit.
Shame.
Yeah, so like there's some places you can't go, there's some people you can't visit because you can't access.
Yeah. Look, we've talked about road accidents in Kenya forever. Till the cows come home, we keep talking about it, and it's not getting any better. More people are dying on our roads. But what we're not talking about is the ones that end up in your condition, the paralyzed ones whose backs snap, and they're ridden. They're reduced to paralysis for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
We're not talking about those.
Yes.
It's like we don't care about those people. It's like, your statistics.
Yeah. Like they say 30 million people died. They don't talk about this.
The rest.
Yeah.
And also the ever after.
Yeah.
What happens to those? Right, Karani?
I'm from the insurance industry. I'll tell you for sure that 8 people died yesterday road accident. 8 people will die today, and 8 people will die tomorrow. We have about 3,000 Kenyans die on our road accident.
Every year.
Every year. Now, what we don't hear is about the survivors and the victims who have been paralyzed, who are who have been disabled, injured, and they're in hospitals. They cannot be able to pay their medical bills. Actually, the family get destroyed as a result of the breadwinner getting paralyzed.
And we never get reimbursed, as in like
no compensation, nothing.
Very rare. Most Kenyans actually, they don't even take insurance, personal
So what should be done?
insurance.
Because in the Constitution, you are guaranteed this. It's in the Constitution.
no,
But
like
nobody bothers?
Nobody bothers. Nobody bothers. We are the forgotten lot. And you have to come up yourself and say, no, I'm not a spent bullet.
yeah.
Yes, that is what I did. That is what I said, that my life is not over.
If it wasn't for organizations like TCF,
If it was also for TCF and even companies like UAP who embraced me and said, yes, Karani, sell, we're going to pay your commission, we're going to support you, you're going to get any assistance you want from this company. Our doors are open.
if those guys from the other insurance company are watching you now, Karani, what do you tell them?
They have to change. They have no choice. Yes, they have to change. Because the amount of money you mentioned here, which I've given to that company, most likely would have gone to those guys.
You made them 40 million shillings that year, didn't you?
Yeah, true.
My goodness. And the other thing, I have to talk about this because it's incredible. You live with your son,
Yes, I live with my son.
19-year-old son.
19 years was cleared from 4 now. And we got results just the other day, and they got a B. Yeah, big man.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
And you cook for him?
Yeah, we do everything together. I clean my house, I prepare everything, and we have fun.
Did he ever abandon you throughout your ordeal?
He stuck with me throughout. Supports me, understands me, and he respects me so much and admires me a lot that I've been able to achieve all this. In that stages, it was not easy,
Sure.
but over time he has come to realize and appreciate that disability is not inability.
What changed in him? I mean, how did you win him over to accept how you are and what you become?
I think it's the work ethics. The time I wake up to work and what I do in that house, he didn't have a choice but to admire it at the end of the day. That I can be able to put bacon on the table despite the condition I was in. Yes.
What do you teach him about growth? Because he's about to be, he's 19, he's
Yes.
an adult now. What do you teach him
To
going
have an
forward?
open mind throughout, to have an open mind and to take different angles when he's on an issue. Don't stick to one particular line of thought. Just try to find out what the other person is thinking so that you can be able now to encompass everything together and come up with the right opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Winnie, you changed your major from interior design to psychology, right?
Yeah.
What do you want to do with that? Other than read all of our minds, what do you want to do?
Psychology, that's a stereotype. Psychologists don't read anyone's mind. Only God can read your mind.
Okay,
Yeah.
go on.
What do I want to do? The reason why it's because I wanted to give back to the community. Because there's a time in my life after I got tired of just staying in the house and just lying. I told God I wanted to do something in my life. And
Are you going to work with people with disabilities?
Of course.
What we call PWPs, right? People with
people
paralysis.
living with disabilities.
There you go.
Yeah.
You plan to do that?
I plan to do that, and even my focus is not just people living with disabilities, like everyone. Because in this life, I came to realize it's not just you. Everyone faces challenges. Whether you are living with disabilities or whether you are able, you face the same type of tension, you face stress, everyone. It's not just secluded as in because you are living with a disability that your life is hard. Life is hard for everyone, and everyone needs someone to listen to them.
I was going to get to that, Karani. You know, there are people watching you right now with various disabilities, whether they're paralyzed from the neck down, waist down, don't have use of the whatever. What advice would you give them? You've been in that chair for the last 10 years, for a decade, and yet you think one day you're going to get up and walk.
Yeah.
Those people out there are probably thinking, you know what? I'm not going to make it. What do you tell them?
Before I get there, let me first of all mention that the fact that a building has been made disabled friendly, that you can be able to use a wheelchair. Most buildings you cannot be able to access the toilet. I've gone to churches where you can be able to get into a church, but there is no toilet for a disabled person. So it becomes very difficult even for the people living with disability to attend church services. Yeah?
Yes.
Now for the people who are living with disability and their families, over until it's over. Yeah? think outside the box. Look at me. I've been there. I've seen it. I've done it all. And here today, I'm sitting here talking about disability with a lot of confidence and doing very well, in my opinion. Yeah? So reach out also. Reach out to people like us, to organizations like TCF. We've been going around even talking to people in their houses. We've given talks in schools and colleges about issues affecting people living with disability. Yes.
Winnie, your turn.
Yeah.
What do you tell people? Victims of accidents, especially.
Victims of accidents, like, do not stay at home. Yeah, TCF is here, and we create. You can be happy. You can be happy again. Yeah, you can smile again. You know, you can know that your life is not over. Yeah, because the one challenge that people living with disability have is like their life is over and there's nothing to live for. But if you come out of your houses, yeah, if you come out of your box that you're living in, as in, with TCF, yeah, you can find purpose for life again. Yeah, you can find meaning to life again.
Yeah, Karani, you were going to say something?
Yeah, Jeff, the difference between me and you is the speed at which you move. You understand? You can run past me. Understand? That is not good reason for you to look at me as a disabled person who cannot be able to move forward. Otherwise, people like Telgat would be looking at you as a disabled person. Jeff, today, God forbid, if you're disabled, can you be able to run this show?
I hope so. I hope I can still do it.
You don't use your legs.
No, I don't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it's not just the legs. It's here. You know, whether I could get up every day to do this, what I do.
Possible.
But it is possible.
But it takes a special person.
Exactly. And you're a special person.
Yeah.
It's not about me, man. This is but, you know, for you guys, I mean, to me, you're like the minority here. I mean, I haven't met too many people with disabilities with your attitude.
Yeah.
I've met many people with disability,
yeah, I know.
but with this attitude, I haven't met too many, honestly.
Yes.
And that's what I'm trying to say. How do we convince people out there that it's not over until it's over?
It's all in the mindset. I normally say that you're as disabled as you think. Yeah? It's all in the mind. And the facilities which are there for you. Can you believe it, in this country we don't have a rehab center? A proper rehab center.
There's not one
no
rehab
single
center.
rehab center. There's the spinal cord injury hospital,
yeah,
but it's nothing to speak home about.
Yeah.
Yes. The only rehab center we have in Africa, I think it's in South Africa and Egypt. People like me and people like her most likely would be working by now if you got the right medication and the right rehabilitation.
Therapy.
Yes, we never got that.
And then we
never got
wonder
that.
why we went wrong.
Exactly.
If we can't take care of our own,
Exactly.
yeah.
you know, we get what we deserve.
Yeah. Also, if you join a strong support group, it can really help you.
Have you met some people since you know you?
Since I started going for TCF activity, yeah, I've met a lot of people. I've met a girl called Rosaline. She's such an inspiration. She swims, and she can't walk. Yeah, she swims from the end to the end. She does it.
Is she a good swimmer?
Yeah.
Goodness. Karani, you've met people with GBS, because this, what's it called? Guillain-Barré syndrome, whatever.
Guillain-Barré syndrome.
Yes.
It's named after French doctors.
Right.
It gets into your body and attacks all your nerves.
Overnight or in the space of a short time?
Within a space of 24, 48 hours, if you don't get the right medication, you're gone.
Have you met people with GBS in Kenya?
Oh, yeah.
Are there a few?
Yes. There are a couple. I've met about almost 10 people now. Yeah, there's a lady called Catherine who was in ICU for 6 months at Kenyatta National Hospital.
Do you consider yourselves, you were put in this position for a reason? Do you think that? Do you wake up
That's why I
sometime?
look at it.
Yeah.
That if God wanted me to die, I would not have left that house. I would not have woken up. There's a reason why He took me through this process. And the people I'm meeting, especially the people who are physically challenged, I'm changing their mindset. Last year, we went to have Nyama Choma at Ole Polos. You know Ole Polos?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kona Baridi, Ole
We
Polos.
invited a friend of ours, and he was shocked to see guys driving.
You drove yourself?
Yes.
to
There are several
Olepolos?
guys at Olepolos. We have several guys on wheelchairs, and everybody came. Some came in their vehicles, and the guy was like, "Hey, you guys, you can drive. Yes, we can drive." And we slowly taught him and showed him how to do it. Now you can see him on the road on Orwa. You can't believe he's the same guy.
Because he was disabled as well?
Yes, he's physically challenged.
Wow.
Yeah. And you see, as I said, what we look for
Yes.
and what we yearn is independence. Being able to do things for yourself, being able to get out independent.
So
That is so important.
Yeah.
It's so critical.
So next time I see you on the highway and you're using both hands on the steering and one on the other gadget,
Yeah.
I shouldn't wave at you, or can I wave?
I'm greet you like this. That's the only way I can greet you.
Yeah.
Yes, Jeff.
I'm
like this, I'm like this.
Yes.
Driving like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Winnie, would you like to drive one day?
Yes, I love to drive one day. Yeah, I'll wait for an opportunity. I think I will. No, I know I will.
You know you will.
Yes.
I'm going to leave the final thoughts to you, Karani. Your thoughts. People listening out there for the very first time to see people like you talking the way you're talking.
Yeah.
Go on. Give them a bit of encouragement.
What I would say is don't give up. You're not a spent bullet. That it's possible again to raise from your ashes and to create something for yourself and your family. And there's something inside you, a talent, which perhaps you've not discovered. Could be you're an accountant by the time you got paralyzed. Or you're doing something else. You can change careers, even go back to school and come up again and do something else in a very proud and dignified manner. Take courage.
Take courage. Winnie Orwa.
Yes.
Take courage. It's great to meet you.
Thank you
Fantastic spirit.
Yeah.
Karani, Kinyua.
Pleasure meeting you.
I'm going to drive with you, my brother.
Thank you.
I'm not going to race you, but I'll drive in your car.
No problem.
My goodness, you guys are amazing. And shame on that insurance company that said what it said about you.
Can say that again.
Shame on them.
Thank you.
Shame on you.
Shame on them.
Gotta love the attitude of these folks. And there's many out there who have literally given up on life. Well, don't. Because coming up, Jockey and Nick from The Cluster Foundation, TCF, may be the ones who are going to turn your life around. What guests, what a spirit, what an attitude. I love it. This is what we mean when we talk about the future of everybody in this country, all included. We're talking about Karani and Winnie. Tens of thousands of people. We'll be back in a moment.